The oldest and strangest emotion of mankind is fear. And the oldest and strongest kind of fear is fear of the unknown. H.P. Lovecraft.
It's a good quote.
Welcome to Should You Watch This with the Popcorn Priest, a weekly podcast where movie enthusiasts, current and ex-movie theater projectionists, new and old friends, take the time to talk about a movie that we just watched and answer that very question, should or shouldn't you watch this?
I was told that they were all going to kill themselves. And that's why we left the cult.
It was our family. I want to go back. One day, one night, we come straight back.
What the dickens brings you all the way out here?
The video you sent.
The Ascension is something that we've all been looking forward to.
What video? What if we stayed?
How is that possible?
You want to know what runs all this? You go find it.
Woo! Who's next?
We can't go back to our lives knowing that there's actually something out here.
It doesn't let me sleep. It doesn't let me dream.
What? There's something down there. If you let it control you, it's gonna control you over and over again.
We're all stuck in these things!
Where it couldn't be happier.
There's something out here, isn't there?
Music might be misleading on that trailer as to the pacing and tone of the film, but
Correct.
I think that
Only
it's
until the halfway point.
I mean, I think it's an accurate. It's that's
All right, let me get you guys introduced, okay? Joining me today is reoccurring guests. Why do we have to wear these white sneakers, tribe? And when will the spaceship be here to pick us up coal?
I'm still waiting on it.
Get ready for the endless. This was Cole's pick.
boy was it
Man,
was it
Hey,
one of his.
I'm more proud of this than Macbeth, I'll admit.
All right, the description for this one. As kids, they escaped a UFO death cult. Now, two adult brothers seek answers after an old videotape surfaces and brings them back to where they began. Do you like that description?
Sure, I mean that works, I guess.
It's pretty vague.
All right. Directed by Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead. Top billed stars, Aaron Moorhead and Justin Benson. Callie Hernandez, who we found out is from Alien Covenant.
Mm-hmm.
She's very good in that movie and okay in this movie.
Yeah, no, I think everyone was fine.
Runtime of 1 hour and 51 minutes, not rated. That's what it says.
Okay, so there's some
There's
cursing.
some language and some violence towards the
Yeah.
end. It'd be
The violence is not graphic. It's implied.
It's unsettling.
There's blood.
Well-
you see blood. You don't really see
the
violence.
person in the shed.
That's not technically violence. That's the after effect of something violent.
Yeah, it's unsettling.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. A kid wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't. But a kid's not going to understand this movie anyway. So
This is probably about PG-13.
No, it's rated.
yeah,
R.
I would say R,
swears.
but just barely. It would be.
barely.
It would be a hard. Yeah, it would be a hard PG-13. They could do
soft
it.
R.
They'd have to cut out some.
They would have to cut out the
swears.
language for sure, and
Yeah.
I think the violence they probably could have all gotten through in a PG-13 movie.
Probably. Genre on Rotten Tomatoes says horror, sci-fi, and IMDb says drama, fantasy, and horror.
I wouldn't call it fantasy, no. I mean, unless you consider all science fiction, it's an interesting argument. But anyway,
I like horror,
Fantasy horror.
sci-fi
yeah, horror, sci-fi. I'd
from
say.
Rotten Tomatoes. I agree with that one.
I would add an indie in there because I think if you're not calling this like an indie, if you're not specifying that's independent, you're going to be
It's very low budget.
misunderstanding what to expect from it because it's not.
Yeah, that's
it's not like
really a genre.
For example, it's not Alien Covenant. It's not Aliens. Like which is those are like Alien is sci-fi.
When you've
horror,
got the
but
directors starring and writing the feature, it tends to be a little more focused on the two of them.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the rating, IMDb gives this a 6.5 out of 10 from 689,000 reviews.
that sounds what I
But
would
the
expect.
Metacritic's also very good.
I would
Actually, no, that's probably wrong. 689 is very high. I think that's probably wrong. But Rotten Tomatoes gives this a 92% from 132 critics and 67% with 2,500 audience ratings. All right, we'll get to that.
I think someone here thinks they were grading on a curve.
Where to watch this? At the time of this recording, you
Not
can
me.
stream this on
Hey, I liked it.
YouTube.
Yeah, no, I liked it too. Anyway, huh?
You can stream this on YouTube.
It was free on YouTube, or it's.
I mean, free with
$4
ads.
on,
So if it's
Amazon
free,
Prime.
if it's free with ads, is it really free? This is a question you have to ask
That's a good
yourself.
point.
Yeah. Anyway,
It's also on Plex if you have Plex.
yeah.
But with ads.
It was like $4 to rent and $5 to buy on Amazon, which was kind of.
But if you have YouTube Plus or what, what is it called?
YouTube Premium.
YouTube
Just-
Premium.
Yeah, you don't have commercials or anything.
No
going
ads.
on.
Okay. Or you can rent or purchase this from your preferred purveyor of digital media. If you choose the highest tier of our Patreon account, you'll have access to the Popcorn Priest permanent collection. Go to patreon.com/Popcorn Priest for details. And this brings us to what has become a beloved category. And should you watch this? Popcorn Reviews the Review.
Man, these are going to be good. I would have to imagine at least.
All right.
This is the type of movie that makes people pissed, like someone on this podcast. Perhaps.
Correct.
The third
Spoiler alert, I am angry. And we'll get to all the reasons. Okay, we love the Whiplash 1s and 10s back to back.
Oh, yeah, go back and forth. It's great.
Do you want to start with a 1 or a 10 this time?
Start with a 10 just to give it a little bit of a high.
Like these are always like way too effusive and like it seems like it's like calm down. It was a good movie.
It's junior
maybe,
future.
or-
It's
I do have a bonus 10 out of 10, so we can still end on a 10 out of 10
Okay.
because I have 4. Okay?
to balance out the negativity I just feel radiating off of. Again,
All right.
someone on this podcast.
The first 10 out of 10. Strange, unpredictable,
Yeah.
awesome,
Yeah.
says Mystic Matt with 3 T's. Sci-fi isn't just Star Wars, Star Trek, and Marvel with big stars and flash outfits jetting around the universe in huge spaceships, battling intergalactic bad guys with big set pieces and special effects every 15 minutes to hold our attention. If you prefer an intelligent, thought-provoking film
Oh, I love this.
that's well scripted, directed, acted, then you will love this.
I like how
10
it
out of 10.
feels the need to be condescending to
Marvel.
the absolute rabble out there. And you know what? He's right.
I don't know. I don't think.
Well,
he's
I know.
right.
I'm just saying he's right to disrespect
Oh, okay.
just the American, just us.
Just
he's right to hate us.
He's right to try
Okay.
something different.
All right. I can hear that. All right. First 1 out of 10. Absolutely, completely bored, endlessly.
Okay. I thought he was going to say confused. And I was like, I don't know that you can say it's too. I mean,
I'm confused.
it's not.
I can explain a little bit.
Okay.
I would agree it's confusing, but not confusing enough that you couldn't have at least
All right.
some handle on
We'll
it.
see.
Anyway,
We'll see. This is spoiler-free part this week. Next week we
Yeah.
can be spoilery, but
if the fact that it was confusing is a spoiler, I apologize.
No, that's not a spoiler. That's what Bobley Bay. He said he was absolutely, completely bored, endlessly. If you have trouble sleeping,
So you see what he did there? Yeah.
just wind this puppy up at bedtime. It'll put you down in 5 minutes. Oh, we had a technical difficulty.
It's on me. I was laughing too hard.
Sometimes the
The
comedy
inertia
causes
threw
whiplash.
it right off my head.
I'll cut all of this out.
No, you can leave it in.
All right. It will put you down in 5 minutes. I tried to watch it 3 different times. Each time I was down in just a few minutes. My wife thought I was taking drugs. 1 out of 10 stars.
I think there's some.
probably on-
I think he's doing some creative.
He's on drugs. He's just too scared to
He's
tell
taking
his
some
wife.
creative license with his review there.
Yeah.
I don't think he really tried to watch it 3 times.
Yeah, that would be. I wouldn't try to watch it 2 times.
Yeah, I feel like if you, like half hour in, not for you, I don't think you need to go back. Why?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Nonsense.
Yeah, it's nonsense. All right. 10 out of 10. Enjoyable, says Julia Aramara. Ariama.
Yeah, no.
The best.
I'm with Julia.
pronunciation.
This film is really a refreshing one. The plot is well thought through and makes you think in the end quite a bit. In addition to other reviews, how do you not know what is going on? If you actually watch it, it's pretty clear what is going on. So maybe that's the problem with the people that leave the title with a 1 to 2 stars. It is worth your while overall, but it is not a horror movie. If you're looking for one like that, this is not it. 10 out of 10.
I mean, it's not. I think it's a horror in a sense. But yeah, I guess. Yeah.
It is. It's very. It's quite. It's kind of like a Lovecraftian story. And
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's more like.
I would give it
the
that.
more like they interview.
It's
each
not
person,
like
the more everyone's stuck in their own
explicit
personal
horror.
kind of
It's
hell.
more of just kind of like a tension, I guess.
Yeah, you're not sure what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's not.
An uneasy feeling.
Uneasy, unsettling.
Yeah, it's like
That's not like
I'm not
Scream.
not quite right.
All right, back to our 1 out of 10s. It's ironic, ... It says, enter Arma Enim Silent Legs.
All right.
That's the longest
Yeah, it's a.
title of your name, what is it called? Your tag, your username. It's ironic that they named their movie The Endless
Yeah.
because that's exactly what this movie feels like. It contains endless time loops, and boy, howdy, that is exactly how the viewer feels. It has no story, just some events that lead to nowhere. No character development, nothing at all to hold your interest. The characters are flat and uninteresting, and the dialogue is straight up boring and uninspired. Just give this one a pass. 1 out of 10.
They really left themselves open for that kind of criticism with that title. Now you think about it, yeah,
It's true.
You're really setting people up to knock you down.
I almost used it in the
You
front.
can't lower your artistic prowess just to make it easier on the reviews.
All right, this was going to be the last 10 out of 10, but I found a bonus one. So this is the second to last. Yes! I logged in just for this, says G. Paltrow. So Gwyneth Paltrow is enjoying
she
it.
took
The
the time
Endless.
from a busy trial.
That's good, yeah.
G. Paltrow. Do you remember either Liquid Sky or Repo Man? Low budget sci-fi that did a lot because of the committed cast and crew and clever scripts.
Repo Man just ripped off Brazil.
Here you go again, but more modern. Or is it? Gwyneth Paltrow says, I was skeptical that then I was sucked into the world of The Endless. Obviously low budget, and it takes multiple leaps of faith. But damn, if they, Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead, don't pull it off. While this may not be a true 10 out of 10, I gave it 10 because of the sheer ballsiness of these guys. I'm sorry I didn't see this when it first came out. He apologizes, or Gwyneth does.
Yeah, Gwyneth.
She does. A hippie, trippy, time-bending loop of a film. What if there really were things out there toying with us, making us repeat mistakes over and over? Can our heroes escape the fates of the others? Dated and modern, original and Twilight Zone-ish. Too clever but too fun. This is a film for those who want something different and appreciate filmmakers putting it all on the line. I don't do many reviews on here, but I just had to on The Endless. Unexpected, weird, shoestring joy. David Lynch meets that one guy you knew from film study in college once.
No, not
Early
10 out of 10.
I wouldn't say it's Lynchian at all.
No, I disagree.
And also,
Gwyneth
I think that's a
Well-
great example of the curve. I think you were accusing those Rotten Tomatoes reviews of grading us, where the person even just said, it's not a true 10 out of 10, but I gave it 1 for other reasons.
I think, there's a lot of, I read more reviews than I would care to admit, But yeah, a lot of people talk about that. Like, oh, you're just boosting the numbers one way or the other. You don't really want to give it a 10 out of 10. You should have given it an 8 if you.
Yeah.
So, anyway. All right, last 1 out of 10. One of the worst movies ever.
I don't know though. What?
Says Full Audio.
There's some way worse movies out there.
Willy's Wonderland was worse.
There's so many that are worse.
I wonder what got me the power to watch this movie to the end. I saw 1,000 plus movies in my life. I remember only a handful of them as very, very bad. This one is in my top 3 list. Boring from start to end.
I was hoping he was going to list the other ones.
Oh, I know.
Well.
I wish we had those. No storyline, no action, no suspense, no thrills. Nothing worth watching this thing. It's really bad English.
I would agree. There is no action.
I cannot believe how the 6.5 rating here on IMDb could happen. It's a complete miracle.
Wow.
Like the pure nothing and have enough time to destroy.
Imagine being offended at a 6.5.
How dare
He
that
is.
have
Like,
a
how does
review?
this not have 0? It needs 0.
Everybody should tick this into the dirt like I did.
But I think Cole next week is going to give it a rating high because I don't like it.
No, not that at all. I liked it.
That's
like it. The more I
you're
think
right.
about it afterwards, the more I like it.
But it's fine.
And have enough time to destroy, then give it a try. Possibly the 1 liter faux beer from Denmark I drunk hold me in my armchair.
What?
And I was too lazy to watch another movie. Later, I regret this. I cannot write things over the movie itself. There is nothing to write. It could have been much better. That's true.
So this person was drinking
Is this Edgar Allan Poe?
in Denmark?
Even worse is here impossible. That's the last phrase.
I have a movie about
Kind of like becoming increasingly incoherent.
I have a movie about a lamb child he might like.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, that was Iceland.
That movie
that's
was
right.
better than this.
I disagree. But anyway.
Really?
Yeah, I like this better
like
than the
this one
lamb
more.
thing. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
But we'll get to it.
Yeah.
All right. Last bonus 10 out of 10. We always want to leave on a good note, right? I would give it 10 out of 10 over and over. Says, Alad Haruin. Aladhron.
Aladrian?
Aladhruin.
Aladhuin.
Aladhruin.
Aladhuin.
I remembered watching this once, but not why I had given it 10. So I watched it again. And yes, I would give this movie 10 out of 10 anytime. I don't have the patience to elaborate, unfortunately.
I'm not going to tell you why, but it just is.
Writing well is like labor for me. But I wish I could somehow tell the creators of this movie what geniuses they are, in my opinion.
You probably have Twitter.
To bring in the Lovecraftian horror so subtly, and the concept itself is just mind-boggling too. Thank you for this experience. It's not for everyone, though. 10 out of 10.
Oh, see, now I think you'll agree with it because you're like, that's right, not me.
Correct. Correct. All right. Let's get right into should you watch this? Should or shouldn't you watch this? This is a live should or shouldn't you watch this because I hadn't seen this. Neither had either of you. So we have to come up with 5 reasons should or shouldn't.
If you would like to see an independent, low-budget version of movies in the vein of Annihilation,
Okay.
I'm trying to think of something else.
Arrival.
Okay.
I
That's
think
a stretch.
Arrival.
Arrival's a better.
I'm not saying I think that all of these bigger budget movies are better.
Correct.
I'm just
in
saying
terms of the plot.
in the vein of
Yes.
like kind of a more cerebral type of science fiction that's not necessarily action focused.
Like Primer with a UFO cult put together.
yes.
Primer. I
If you
haven't
like
seen
Primer,
Primer.
Travel movie.
I liked this more than Primer, but it's similar to that. It reminded me of that. So
Oh, heck yeah.
I mean, we're kind of spoiling it a little bit. Sorry.
I don't think so. I think I'm just saying stuff that it's in the vein of because I don't know how else you could say. Because I mean,
It's hard.
It is a movie that I wouldn't recommend to most people.
Correct.
Probably not.
I would recommend Looper
I
instead
wouldn't-
of this movie.
Yeah, I think that's an easier thing to.
Well, that's
cool
a
movie.
different vein of
Yeah, and I think that's more what's the word? Palpable to
Yeah.
like people. Like, I mean,
I
this
agree.
is
palatable.
again, this is a movie you would see but probably not recommend to people because it's
That's the longest number one of shit or shouldn't you watch this of all time.
That's 2 or 3 reasons.
Yeah, there's a couple in there.
It's interesting.
I'm not going to say no. I'm just going to say there's a lot of people out there who will not like it.
Yeah.
For example, like one of the people here.
I say one of the reasons is you shouldn't watch this. That's the reason. That's all the reason I'm going to give.
You're just going to say shouldn't. No. You're just going to say flat out no. You can't imagine someone enjoying
It's hard
it
not giving my rating without
spoilers.
Yeah, but
It's a lot of pieces to put together, but in the end, it's
and also like I can't talk about beefs or which is coming next week.
And that's part of the problem I think people have is there's like a half an hour of setup that's very dry and very like amateur.
Yeah, if you can get through that, I guess.
Once the plot starts to like unfold, then it gets.
Oh wait, coherence. That was the other one.
That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah. Which
Well, this doesn't have coherence, but I agree with
that was about
saying.
quantum coherence.
I know. Yeah. I mean, those are some reasons.
He did not like it, folks.
I can't.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. I think you should feel good about being honest.
Yeah.
Not trying to be nice.
Yeah. Well, and we'll get into more reasons why we liked it or disliked it.
No,
Because some of us liked it and some of us didn't.
None of your celeb friends are in this. I will say that. So if you're wanting to hang out with like a fun like movie star, no, it's not in here.
None of them are in here. If you want to see a movie that's really blown out and has weird like a shield of dust across the screen the entire time.
I think that's an artistic choice that they made
with like blown out like values of light.
Well,
maybe it's like a way to get like, the digital camera like
but they're filming
they wanted
in
to,
the bright desert sound, so they've got to set a lower tone so that it's not.
They made a decision. It didn't bother me, but again,
listen. Here's me being positive. Here's my last reason why
they went out there and made a movie and finished it.
Yeah,
good
like
for them.
Like if you want to like see some guys who've made previously they made a movie that was their budget was $3,000.
Robert Rodriguez in it.
Yeah. So like I
mariachi.
I give props to that. That's cool
for like the low budget. They got their money's worth out of it. They did a good job.
Yeah. I'm impressed with what they did.
I've seen $100 million films that look worse.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
Battlefield Earth, anyone?
Did that cost that much though?
It cost a bunch. It was a lot. Of money.
Well, that's the weirdest and most vague 5 reasons why you should or shouldn't you watch this. But that's what this one is.
It's hard without giving too much away.
Let's move on to By the Numbers.
For God's sake, just give me the damn number!
All right, what's the budget? What do you think the budget was?
I bet it was $2 million.
750,000.
1 million.
Dang it!
And guess what the domestic and international box office was?
I may have looked this up on accident, so I will
310,000.
not be guessing.
310.
Yeah.
Too low.
Really? Good.
956,000.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm glad it made money.
Didn't make its money back. They're in the hole.
Well, it made some better than nothing.
True. The decision for Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead to also act in their film was largely an attempt to keep the budget low.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it shows.
Aaron should have gotten a stand-in.
They shot in 18 days. That's pretty crazy.
That's wild.
That's wild.
Well, but you only have a couple of sets. You've got to film in the desert. You can do it really quick if you've got all your production ready to go.
That's still, that's still a management problem that's not easy to line it all up to be done in that quickly. But yeah.
Yeah, that's really good planning. Like, props to them. Those are all the numbers that I could find. I feel like we got to say goodbye and come back next week. Because,
all right.
What I don't know. Any general comments before we close?
The acting was, you could tell the acting was amateurish, but that was the only thing that was really hard for me to get through.
I liked the ideas more than I liked anything.
The execution of
I like that. That's valid.
Is like as far as like the execution is whatever. I just liked the ideas. So
Yeah, it's the ideas of this are very thought provoking.
yeah, no, they're cool. And I've seen there's been similar things in other like, science fiction stuff out there, but I liked it here too. So it's,
Yeah, it's fun to
as far as that goes.
think about stuff like this for a minute. Just think about weird, futuristic things that could happen. Not could happen, but
Well, and combining it with a cult that might actually be right for the first time in history.
Yeah, not so much. Yeah, I was
Yeah, that's
expecting more
interesting.
cult stuff based on the description. It kind of seems to like stop being a cult movie about 30 minutes in.
Well, not really. That's what I like about it.
I mean,
it makes more sense towards the end.
I suppose, but
man, we just can't talk about anything yet.
it's not
so
Midsommar. Is all I'm saying.
I need to watch that.
It's so good.
It's interesting.
All right. Well, at this point, there will be spoilers. There's been a little bit of spoilers already.
I don't think
but
so.
If you want to
Not
watch,
close.
if you dare to watch and then come back next week and join us for our breakdown of What Did I Just Watch from 2017. I am on the social medias. I dare you to message the great Popcorn Priest at Popcorn Priest. I love movies and would love it if you'd share the love. Share this with the movie lover in your life. Another way to support the show is by throwing a few shekels at the priest by visiting patreon.com/Popcorn Priest and see what extra perks you can enjoy. Lastly, the easiest way to support the show and the most free is like and subscribe. And give us a 5-star review easier than joining a cult. As always,
Well, you got to know who's in a cult before you can join them. It's kind of hard sometimes.
yeah. Thanks for listening, and thanks to my special guests. Cult leader Cole. And
wish.
where are you putting that probe, Taylor?
That's right.
Join us next week for part 2 of The Endless. And know that is the title and not how you feel when you're watching it. We'll see you guys next week.